Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. I guess I can say Happy New Year, right? That counts. We can still say Happy New Year one weekend, but here we are, the very first Radio Wasteland Live of 2023. Oddly enough, I'm not having trouble writing the 23 when I write down the date, but for some reason, the January is still kind of sticking in me, especially when you get to something that was well, I don't want to say announced, but popped up on social media the other day. We'll get to that here in just a second or two. But hopefully your Saturday is off to a great start. Typical for Michigan in the winter, we have got some cloudy skies. In fact, I saw an M Live story yesterday, and this points to the west side of the state. Weather Service over in Grand Rapids said that so far in 2023, Michigan has received 5 minutes of sunlight. Now, again, that's for the west side. I think maybe we've had a little bit more, but man, we could sure use some. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it all the same. So, a couple of quick hellos this morning. We get a good morning from Toledo to Betty. We will check that out. Gary saying good morning as well. Thank you for being here as well as Pat. Good morning. Record lovers far, near, and everywhere in between. And Abby says good morning as well. Hey, Abby. So, we had a busy first week here at the store. Lots of stuff happening, moving some vinyl, trying to get some stuff cleaned up. You know, this is the time of year with New Year's resolutions and everything where we work to unclutter our lives. And that's happening in my basement at home, but it's also happening here at the store. And I got to a couple of crates of records that have been languishing for far too long. Now, these are what we call, well, let's just say they're well loved, meaning that they're in a little bit of rougher shape. So what we're going to do is have a dollar sale to get rid of some of these well loved. Now, these are records that had we put the effort in to clean them up, wash them up a little bit, get them into plastic, they would probably be $4 or $5 records in some cases, maybe a little bit more. But because of the condition of the vinyl, some of the covers are a little not pleasant. I'll be honest with you, some of them are a little odorous as well. We're just going to move them right out the door. And for $1, you can clean them up, do what you want to. But there's some good titles in there. There's some stinkers too, but there's some good stuff in there. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do this Saturday and Sunday, today and tomorrow. And then we're probably going to do this throughout the month of January with a different batch of records each weekend. I've got another big batch of well-loved stuff that we've been meaning to get to, but I'm just going to put them out and let you guys pick through them. They're sold as is, meaning you get what you get in them. We've inspected them. If they're too bad, they're getting tossed aside into the craft pile. But otherwise, there's some good stuff, and you can pick up some great stuff for just $1. So we'll have that out on a separate table today and tomorrow at the store. So please feel free to stop by and pick through them. We're going to do that probably next weekend as well. And here's the other part that's a little, it's going to be our birthday coming up here. This kind of got by us. So next Friday, the 13th, yes, a Friday the 13th, it's the Wasteland's 6th birthday. So we're going to work on a batch of mystery bags and probably have a dollar den sale to help celebrate that. Otherwise, we're going to be kind of low key about it, but we'll still have some fun regardless. So make sure you note that, and we will go from there. Another good morning. We're going to save plenty of records for you, Steve, and good morning to you. Thanks for checking us out this morning. Okay, one other thing that popped up on social media, and I got to say this took me by surprise because, you know what, 2023 just got started. I'm settling into that, and then lo and behold, Record Store Day, folks, on their social media, they didn't tell us about the dollar sale, but they did tell us this. They just kind of put this up and out there for their 2023 logo. And I guess, you know what, it's probably time to start thinking about it because that'll be coming up in April. So now, because they put this up, and again, to me, it seems early that they posted this up there to get us all thinking about 2023's RSD in April. But the questions are going to start popping up. When are the releases going to be out? Well, they're working on them, and I'll go back through our archives to see, but I tend to think that the list shows up, if not late February, sometime into March. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on things. But kudos to the Record Store Day people for getting on top of this and putting that out there. We'll put the event up on our Facebook page and get that scheduled I think we're going to do things a little bit differently this April as far as the time of opening, but we'll have to discuss that and get back to you guys on that. But regardless, here we go. Record Store Day 2023 is Friday. I'm sorry, Saturday. Let me get that out there. Saturday, April 22nd. So this should be a fun one regardless. And you know what? Never too soon to start thinking about that. But here we go. Okay, onward to the new releases. We did get a few of them. Let me look at my time here. We got a few in, but it was a big and interesting vinyl drop yesterday here at the store. There was a few new releases. The Rhino Start Your Ear Off Right campaign kicked into gear. So we got a few of those. We had a few others that were delayed, as I kind of predicted would be. But we'll go with what we got. But also in the drop video, if you didn't get a chance to see that yesterday, we had a section of newer releases that were all open vinyl. We brought in a small collection last week that had a lot of 20, 21, and 22 releases that were open, the shrink wrap gone, but the vinyl nonetheless was just absolutely beautiful. These things were like new. So we've got them into the system. We've got them out on the shelves. Lots of cool stuff like that left. And there's a few more that are coming next week as well. So make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and you're watching for the Friday drop videos when they do appear. But new release wise, and I'm a little bad. I haven't listened to this yet online. We haven't opened one up, but this is brand new Iggy Pop. It's called Every Loser. This is the indie exclusive version, and it's on blood red vinyl from the Igster. So it's a single album. Looks like he had some help, if I remember the description, from a few artists. But we'll try to give this a good listen at some point, and maybe down the line, let you guys know what we think of it. The Rhino Start Your Ear Off Right campaign kicked in. We've got a few of the releases, and as mentioned, a couple did not show up. Most notably, the Dire Straits isn't here, and the Velvet Underground didn't show. I'm expecting those next week. But what we do have are the ZZ Top Eliminator. This one is on limited edition gold vinyl. So we've got a few of those left in store if you want to swing through. The price point, by the way, on the Rhino stuff comes in at about 25 bucks in tax. So I'm going to spin my copy of this. So we'll listen to this today from Fragile or Fragile. Kidding there. This one on clear vinyl, if I recall. Same thing with Genesis, selling England by the Pound, another one on clear vinyl. We did get one of those. And we had one of the Billy Cobhams. I had a couple, actually, but those are gone. If you want one of the Billy Cobham Spectrums, great jazz album. I will try to get some more of those for next week as well. But next week, we're expecting the other Start Your Ear Off Right releases, and hopefully the ones that we didn't get, i.e. the Dire Straits and the Velvet Underground's Loaded. If you get a chance, watch for the new release video coming up later on this afternoon on our YouTube channel, and we'll cover all of the upcoming releases in that as well. Again, please make sure that you're subscribed to that. Other new releases, I thought this was a new release, but it turns out it is a reissue from a few years back, but another vinyl reissue of Nerf Herders Rockingham. Fun group, fun album. These guys do a lot of Star Wars themed songs as they kick in there. Oh, one in here like, I didn't even catch that one, but there's a few in here. At the Con in Portland, Jackie Got Married. The big one that gets in here is I'm the Droid You're Looking For. I'm probably going to have to open one of these up because now I see a song title on here, The Girl Who Listened to Rush. I have not heard that before, but we'll definitely give that a listen and see. Is there such a thing? Is there a girl that listens to Rush? I know there is. I'm kidding. Then another tune called We Opened for Weezer about them touring with Weezer back in the day. Some Michigan stuff, new reissues from the Black Dahlia Murder. We've got a copy of Unhallowed and Miasma, if I'm saying that incorrectly. There was one other Black Dahlia Murder that was scheduled. That didn't show up in time. And that's the big one that everybody wants. I forget the name of that offhand, but we'll hopefully get that next week. Speaking of Michigan stuff, we still have a couple of the I Prevails. The limited edition ones are gone, but we do have the Nothing's Permanent color splatter vinyl versions left on that. And again, speaking more of Michigan and Michigander, Midland's owned Jason Singer. We've got a couple copies of the Michigander EP, Let Down and Better. Or I'm sorry, Everything Will Be Okay eventually with the songs Let Down and Better. This one on yellow vinyl, I believe. Cool stuff from Michigan artists here at the store. Lots of buzz still on Wet Leg after they got a Grammy nomination, but we do have some copies of the self-titled Wet Leg. We'll probably spin that today in the store, hopefully. And on the vintage vinyl side, I wanted to highlight a couple of the higher end collectibles that went out with yesterday. These are in that vein of the newer vinyl, but opened. We've got one from Tina Brooks. It's a Minor Move. It's a Blue Note Tone Poet series reissue on 180 gram vinyl. This one gets a little collectible. Discogs has got it up there, so we've got this fairly reasonably priced if you're interested, but that isn't just beautiful, beautiful shape. And then we got a copy of the special Waxworks edition of The Devil's Rejects, the Rob Zombie soundtrack. So this is on desert sand, blood splatter vinyl. Very cool looking. Let's see if I can pull one out here so you can take a look at it. Very cool looking stuff in nice shape. It's got all the inserts that Waxwork is known for, and lots of great, there's like a photo book in there as well, but lots of great stuff, as Waxworks tends to do. So that one, again, a little up there. Speaking of up there, this album has survived 2, maybe 3 of our attempts to vacate vinyl here with our clearance sales at the end of the year. And I'm talking about the Hoff. So rather than wrestle with this, I just put this in the collectible bin and marked it up to $250 because now this is a collectible because I deem it so. And if you're interested, we will negotiate the price on Hasselhoff. I'm kidding. A couple of other notes. We had a big Elvis drop as well on Friday. There's still a lot left. We sold a lot of Elvis yesterday, but there's still a lot left, about a crate full. Lots of great stuff. It's in beautiful condition. If you're curious, stop on by. But a couple I wanted to point out were some higher dollar Elvis reissues of Elvis Is Back and Elvis 24 karat hits. And the reason I get asked, okay, is why are those so expensive when so much Elvis is not? These are 1997 reissues, and they were put out by a reissue company called DCC Compact Classics. And let me get this in here. This was a kind of a spin-off from ABC Dunhill with Steve Hoffman working with somebody named Marshall Blonstein. And they remixed these using high quality, very akin to mobile fidelity, albeit digital. Don't forget that. But they did a mobile fidelity Sound Lab style 24 karat gold plating to press these from. So the end result is that this is what's called a miracle surface release. And they're very rare, again, in the 90s when there wasn't a lot of vinyl, and they sound absolutely phenomenal from what I've been able to read. So maybe we'll play one of these. But we do have a couple of those if you're a hardcore Elvis collector and you want some of these real high dollar ones. You don't see a lot of high dollar Elvis, but those tend to be. So some very, very cool stuff on that reissue front as well. Let's see, a couple more. Let's see. DK from GB. Wet Leg are awesome. I will agree with you, sir, as well. Hey to both you and Tanya as well. Happy New Year to you guys. And Abby's now considering that Hasselhoff. It is a collector's item now. So we'll see what happens. Okay, folks. So let me look at the time. We're up on time and we're going to get going here. We have a very outside of the mid-Michigan viewer from Sammy saying from Pakistan and wishing us well. Well, thank you, sir, for watching, or ma'am. Happy to have you here as well. Okay, so we're going to kick into gear here. The lava lamp's fired up. Turntable's spinning. It's going to be some very cool stuff today. Don't forget that the $1 stuff is out on the table. It is as is, but there's some good stuff in there. Swing by, do some digging, and you will not be hopefully disappointed. But again, they're as is, and you'll need to clean them. So, but watch for more of that next week. Watch for, oh geez, what else do we have going on? Yeah, I'll get some more stuff posted up on Facebook. Oh, one last thing. Just before the end of the year, I did a 1 hour long radio show on WSGW down in Saginaw. And I had some questions about whether or not they were going to post that up so people that missed it could listen. I do have the audio files. Charlie from WSGW was kind enough to send them our way and said, do with these what you will. I will get them put together and hopefully up later this afternoon or this evening. It's going to be just about an hour and some odd minutes listening of me just chattering about records, if you think you can stand it. And yes, I could speak for that long, it turns out. All right, folks, we're going to get into it. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year to you. Please stop by and see us. We're open from now until 6 p.m. and then tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 5 p.m. 716 George Street, just north of the downtown Midland area. Good morning. Good morning to Bruce and to Mother up in the UP. Thank you guys for coming in at the last minute. But we will talk to you guys next week from Radio Wasteland. And as always, please make sure you are subscribed. Yada, yada, yada. You know it all. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks again.